Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Truly grateful. So many channels you could be watching. You're watching mine. Warning. The weather can be deadly in the Philippines. I think this is a subject that we don't talk enough about. It's the elephant in the room. A lot of you guys are wondering what to wear over here. Bring you a good umbrella. Main Buntag. One of the worst storms so far this year just passed through the Philippines. Over 100 people died. Dozens more missing because they panicked and ran in the wrong direction and ran into a mudslide. As a matter of fact, is what happened. Our thoughts and prayers are going out to the victims, their families. Millions more displaced from their homes by the floods. So I just thought I'd talk about weather today. It's a beautiful day in Dumaguete. I'm on my way down to Zamboanga City later on tonight, early Wednesday morning. It's Tuesday morning here. I'll be catching the Tugo. Going down to see my son. He was affected by the storm. About anywhere from 16 to 20 typhoons hit the Philippines every year. Most of us, we talk about how hot it is over here, but we never really talk about the typhoons, the tropical storms, the rainy season. A lot of you guys, when you ask me questions, you never even ask me about the weather. It's always about hotel reservations, etc. The weather over here is something that needs to be respected. It needs to be feared. You need to consider that when you're making your trip or your plans to come to the Philippines. I sat through one of the worst typhoons to hit the Philippines. Second only to Typhoon Yolanda was Typhoon Odette. I didn't know if I was going to live or die. I really said my last prayer. Anybody that's watching me saw that video last December. But it's something that you need to prepare for. When you come over here, I don't care if you're coming by yourself, if you're coming to see somebody, know where you're going, know the weather patterns of the area that you're going. Ask her or him about the weather. The typhoons mostly hit up in central Luzon and Bicol area and also eastern Visayas, around Leyte, Samar, Biliran Island. These are things we need to know. And I also going to talk to you about the weather, because imagine a country that's already suffers a lot of the things that it suffers from, but then you're going to get hit with 16 typhoons every year. That's not on top of the earthquakes and the volcano warnings and all of that. But then we want to bring our bullshit over here and put over on a lot of the people over here. I'm going to say stop, guys. You know, you're worried about losing a few $100s to some lady on the internet. You need to be worried about your life over here. One of the consequences of living in paradise, living in the Philippines, is the weather, man. You have to be careful. A lot of you guys say, oh, well, I'm going to be living in Cebu. I'm going to be living in Manila and all these fancy places. I don't have to worry about that. There's no part of the Philippines that doesn't suffer from natural disasters. But I wanted to talk about today in light of the worst storm that's hit the Philippines this year. So far, 105 people have been confirmed dead. 2 million people displaced. Dozens more missing, man. Imagine they panicked and ran in the wrong direction. They ran right into the mudslide. So they're still digging down in Maguindanao. That's in Mindanao. Looking for more victims, man. And we need to talk about the weather over here and what you need to do to be prepared for it over here. Especially if you're going to live here. Even if you're going to be here 2 weeks or a month, I would invest in me a good umbrella. Bring me some rubber shoes. They don't take much room in your suitcase. I know a lot of my viewers, they're going to remember the Typhoon Yolanda that killed all those people down in Tacloban Lady. The news reports will tell you anywhere between 6,000 and 7,000, but when I went there right before the pandemic hit and spoke to some locals, every last one of them told me at least 20 to 25,000 people. They said everybody in Tacloban knew somebody or had a family member that was killed. It was pretty amazing. But what was even more amazing than that was they were still rebuilding. Imagine getting up from a blow like that. So Filipino people, that's why they have my respect. That's why when you think you can come over here and put one over on these people or fool them, you can't do it. They've been through so much, man, that we can only continue to hope and pray that we never have to experience. And this is year after year after year. So when you make your reservations, take a few minutes. Mind one time. To find out a little bit about the area that you're going into. Even San Carlos City, where I live, it took a blow from Typhoon Odette. My roof on my house was damaged because one of the fence posts from the piggery across from me blew out of the ground and hit my roof. Luckily, it didn't go through my window and hurt somebody. So yeah, losing money to one of these women over here, or these hot temperatures over here, that's the least of your worries. You get caught up in this rainy season over here, you go in the wrong place at the wrong time during typhoon season, and your ass is out. You're gonna have problems, man. When you start making those reservations, take a few minutes to figure out what's going on with the area that you're visiting. Central Luzon, just take a minute to look at it on the map. Are you going there? Are you going to Bico? There's another area, Calabarzon. I hope I pronounced that right. And if the typhoon don't get you, the floods and the mudslides might get you. If you go back and look at that video that I did about the American Inn Express in Distress Part 2, where I showed you how I reached the guy, you're gonna see I passed a couple of landslides or mudslides, whatever you want to call them. The weather in the Philippines can be dangerous, man. And it oftentimes is. And then when you couple that, the reason why they're so catastrophic is, if you notice, a lot of the places sometimes that I show you, the construction of the houses, they're not built to withstand typhoons and high winds. And it was raining in buckets in San Carlos City the other day. There was no school, there was no internet connection. So I just wanted to talk about that today, just give you something to to think about when you come over here. Put that in your plans. I'm over here in Dumagetti. It's early. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. I'm headed to... I might even just go over here to Jollibee and get a cup of coffee. Get ready to eat my breakfast. I'll get me a massage today and then get ready to... I catch the 2GO tonight. Well, not tonight. It's early Wednesday morning, 4 a.m. I went ahead and booked the stateroom while I could. It was a little bit over $100, but that's the only way I can travel on those 2GOs now. Because of, you have your own CR. It's a lot of people on those boats. You have your own television, which they don't have a whole lot to watch, but I'll download me a few movies off of Netflix before I leave today. But thank you so much for stopping by. I just wanted to bring that up. And living over here the way I do, man, my heart just goes out to the Filipino people, man. It just seems like one natural disaster after another. The minute they pick up and clean up for one, here comes another one. So when you come over here, keep that in mind. I was here back in, I want to say 2011. It was either 2010, 2011. And there was flooding and landslides in Iligan City and Cagayan de Oro. I was actually in Cagayan de Oro right after it happened. I mean, maybe the next day, 2 days after that. I mean, it was so many people that died. Bodies were stacked on the street. There was no more room in the morgue. This is what you're coming into when you come over here. You know, yeah, this is a beautiful country. But I want to give you the 360. I got to tell you the whole story. And weather is a big part of the story in the Philippines. It's one of the reasons why people come here. The good weather, but then you got to be on the lookout for the bad weather. So leave your tricks and your games and all that foolishness at home. Hey man, doing time. Because the people have been through enough, man, and it could cost you your life. You might be the straw that breaks the camel's back over here. But what amazes me is through all of that, everything that they go through, man, they still got the smile on their face. They're still going to welcome you. They're still going to give you the shirt off their backs. So thank you so much for stopping by. Being America, it's already late. It's getting late. Before you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to help today. If you see somebody on your way from work, at the grocery store, in the street, at the gym, that need some help, man, help them. It doesn't have to be money all the time. Give them a good word. Give them something that's going to help them from minute to minute. I act like a bridge over here. I can't help everybody, and I'm not going to solve the problems over here, but I can give somebody a meal. I can get them from one day to the next. If you're in the Philippines, it's early. Like I said, it's not even 8 a.m. yet. They've got this big festival in Dumagetti right now. They got the carnival here, but where I am, I'm on, let's see, I think it's a national highway. When I came here, the bus got caught in a bunch of traffic. They've got a big festival going on here. I stopped right in front of this place last night on my way from getting something to eat. 3 little boys out front. I gave them 100 pesos. They were so happy. I told them to go on in there and ride. No excuse not to help somebody over here. I help somebody every single day. I don't say that to brag. I just tell you the truth. Somebody helped me when I was at my worst, man, when I needed help the most, and it wasn't somebody, it wasn't one of my friends and family, it was a stranger. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time.